Hello there and welcome to Iron Port. It is proudly brought to you by West Blue Consulting, Ghana Oil Company Limited, and our own Ghana Community Network GCNet. Proud media partner is the Business and Financial Times. People, last week we reminded you that Ghana will be hosting the 39th conference and council meeting of the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa, PMAWCA, here in Ghana. Indeed, on Monday, 30th of July, that conference successfully began here in Ghana. Take a listen.
The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoudou Bawumia, has hinted of the introduction of the first port rule by the close of the year to help deal with the incessant smuggling of cargo from the ports. The first port rule will ensure that importers who bring in cargo and want to evade the payment of duties by claiming the consignments are destined for neighboring countries do not rob the country of its needed revenue. Dr. Bawumia was addressing guests at the opening ceremony of the 39th Annual Council Meeting of the Ports Management Association of West and Central Africa, hosted by the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority in Accra. He said the first port rule concept will have officials of the ports of transit countries stationed in the ports of TEMA and Takoradi. According to him, the presence of those officials in the Ghanaian ports is to enable them to collect duties from importers whose consignments are due in their respective ports.
Ghana will therefore be introducing, and we are in the process of introducing, the first port duty rule, hopefully before the end of the year. Under this rule, the customs authorities of our neighboring countries will have a presence in our ports.
The Vice President assured the delegates of Ghana's commitment at ensuring a business-friendly environment that will facilitate international trade.
These policy reforms are intended to reduce human intervention in port transactions, simplify the port clearance process, provide automation and systems integration of the various strategic stakeholders, ease the cost and stress of processing business transactions, secure national revenue collection, improve, facilitate and reward compliant traders, and penalize non-compliant traders.
He also urged the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to ensure the enforcement of the axle load control policy across the sub-region.
I will therefore take this opportunity to appeal to ECOWAS to effectively ensure the enforcement of the implementation of the axle load policy, which mandates all member countries to limit a 6-axle truck to a 60-ton loading capacity. As you are aware, or as you may be aware, Ghana has consistently complied and implemented this loading policy since 2009.
The Minister of Transport, AKUFO-ADDO, said government will continue to create an enabling environment for private sector participation in the maritime industry.
I have noted that this conference has brought together chief executives of port within West and Central Africa to brainstorm on how to improve on our ports. The high attendance from member ports shows the importance you attach to the key and strategic role the port plays in the socio-economic development of various countries.
The Acting Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, Michael LUGUJE, noted land management is predicted to be a major challenge as the port's traffic grows with the competing needs of municipal and urban authorities for development. He said the development has pushed some countries to take steps to reclaim land from the sea at heavy costs.
Today, many of our ports are closing by their cities, and so we are incurring huge costs trying to reclaim land from the sea, because you cannot expand landwards, and different ports have different experiences in this regard. Whilst you reclaim land at very expensive cost, you are also mindful of the need to price it such that it can still remain attractive to trade and support the economy in its growth.
Michael LUGUJE also averred that due to the reforms that the government of Ghana undertook in the maritime and ports industry, there has been remarkable increase in state revenue, and the cost and time of doing business have improved at the ports.
So the 39th edition of the council meeting of PMAWCA as well as conference was successfully opened, and as you may have noticed in that, the Vice President graced that occasion. After that, the leadership of the delegation, particularly the Director Generals who have graced the occasion, all visited the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, to thank him for committing to ensuring that we have a very efficient port in our country, Ghana. After that as well, the entire delegation also visited a few other places that include the TEMA port expansion site and the International Maritime Hospital that was built by GPHA.
A delegation comprising Director Generals, Chief Executives and Managing Directors of ports in 22 West and Central African countries paid a courtesy call on the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia. The Acting Director General of GPHA, Michael LUGUJE, said the visit was to express the association's gratitude to the President and the Vice President for their support for the maritime industry and honoring their invitation to open the 39th Annual Council meeting and conference.
The chief executives of the various member ports attending the 39th Council thought it wise that, having spared a little time out of your busy schedule to come and open our conference yesterday, it was appropriate that they also at least try to stop by to pay a courtesy call on you and to thank you for your support for the maritime sector, not just in Ghana but the sub-region.
The president of the association, George Mauricio, commended the government of Ghana for its immense contribution and commitment towards the development of the maritime industry in the sub-region.
And that's show that your government is very interested in the port sector and the port issues, and all of us is working hard to transform our economy and to help our government also for our sub-region to grow.
Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia said government will continue to put in place the right policies that will facilitate international trade.
I believe that the role of ports in the development of every country is so critical and is usually very underestimated. And so what all of you are doing in terms of this association for West and Central Africa and looking at port management is so critical, because we as governments need all your best practices, so that we can implement policies that allow our economies to thrive.
The President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa AKUFO-ADDO, was honored for his personal and government's commitment to modernizing Ghana's ports, which have positioned them as the preferred maritime trade gateway to West and Central Africa. Vice President Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia received the award on behalf of President AKUFO-ADDO. The delegates at the 39th Council meeting and Council of the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa also visited the TEMA Port Expansion Project site to see for themselves for the first time the ongoing magnificent construction works. The project engineer updated the delegates on progress of work done. He said construction has been very timely as well as very safe, with works about 60% completed.
So far, I'm pleased to say that we've been able to do that. We're on time, 62% programmed, we're on budget, and we're delivering it safely. We've done 6 million man hours, we've had one small lost time accident, so we're quite happy with our safety record.
The delegates further visited International Maritime Hospital, the novel ultra-modern medical facility established by Ghana's Ports and Harbours Authority. They were introduced to how Ghana's Port Authority has invested in establishing the outstanding health facility to provide the health needs of the society. CEO of IMA, Bernard Boatengua, revealed that IMA is an advanced facility capable of treating special cases for patients from neighboring countries in the sub-region.
It was built to offer tertiary services to the port community here and then the general population within the catchment area. And we aim to reach out to our neighboring countries as far as Togo, Benin and La Côte d'Ivoire.
So after all those activities, there was a very important assignment that was also undertaken as part of the annual council meeting and conference, and that is to award and recognize the activities of all ports within West and Central Africa.
The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, GPHA, has been adjudged the best port in management information system in the whole of West and Central Africa at the 4th edition of the African Port Awards. The award ceremony, which was held in Ghana as part of the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa's 39th Council meeting and conference, recognized GPHA for the massive automation of its port processes as well as the paperless system, which commenced on 1st September 2017. The Port of TEMA was also presented with an incentive award for the TEMA Port Expansion Project, which when completed by June 2019 will increase the capacity of that port to 3 times its current size. Additionally, the Port of TEMA was adjudged the best port in container terminal productivity. The Acting Director General of GPHA, Michael LUGUJE, was also presented with an honorary award for his immense and invaluable contribution to the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa as the outgoing Secretary General. Speaking after receiving the award, the Acting Director General of GPHA, Michael LUGUJE, said GPHA has invested heavily in ICT. This, according to him, resulted in GPHA playing a leading role in the paperless ports project.
I think GPHA has done quite a lot. There's a lot of heavy investment in ICT. And I think if those systems were not in place, GPHA couldn't have played the leading role we're able to play in the paperless project. But there's still a lot of room for improvement.
Michael LUGUJE said GPHA is going to work assiduously to reinforce its ICT infrastructure by training personnel and also ensuring the integration between GPHA and customs systems, which will lead to the achievement of the efficiency in the port clearance process.
The Vice President is talking about integrating customs with GPHA systems. And that integration can be done if we don't reinforce our ICT infrastructure. We are going to reinforce it. We are going to get people trained. We are going to encourage everybody for us to be able to integrate our systems with customs and be able to achieve the efficiency that we are all looking for.
He also highlighted that serving customers to their satisfaction is one of GPHA's priorities. Hence, GPHA is going to work hard towards rendering good and quality services to customers.
If we are investing heavily in ICT and the Member Ports Association has recognized the heavy investment we've done and the results we are achieving in it, it's a reassurance to our customers that by doing that, it is all to serve customers better, to give them better service, and they can be assured that we are going to have the best of services, port services for them, and we expect them to also bring more cargoes and more ships.
The director of TEMA Port, Edward Kofi Osei, emphasized that management of TEMA Port will continue to put in place good management measures and policies to deal with problems confronting customers who do business with the Port Authority.
I think that our open door policy, our complaints desk, making sure that now we are tracking every container, putting the right systems in place, all those have contributed in giving us this award.
He commended the entire management and staff for their hard work, which he said has led to the success of the organization.
We've improved a lot. We will continue to improve. They should understand that we have their best interests at heart and that we will continue to listen to their complaints and we will continue to improve day by day.
The board chairman of GPHA, Peter McMenu, said he is pleased with GPHA's performance and congratulated every individual who contributed to the success of it.
This is an encouraging award and they should not rest on our arse. I think it should spur them on to achieve more. As we say in ordinary parlance, the sky is the limit. So I will congratulate management and staff for the good work done in winning these awards for TEMA and for that matter for Ghana Ports and Harbour Authority.
The president of the Foundation African Ports Award, Guy Manwan, said the African Ports Awards contest was designed to serve as a platform for ports of Western and Central African sub-region to periodically evaluate their competitiveness through the assessment of a few data pertaining to various areas of their activities.
So a big congratulations to Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority as well as Ghana itself for leading the way to back those awards on behalf of country and those innovations there, the paperless particularly, that was spearheaded by His Excellency the Vice President, winning us country those accolades there, because almost all the countries in the region are learning from how we were able to innovate and engage in those paperless activities. That's a very good thing. Away from those awards to the Port Authority and Ghana, the Acting Director General of Ghana's Ports and Harbours Authority currently, Mr. Michael LUGUJE, used to be the Secretary General of PMAWCA, that's the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa. And over there, he was dealing with almost all the Director Generals within Africa. And so when he took over this new management position in Ghana, all the Director Generals decided to honor him, and led by the Nigerian Port Authority Director General, who decided to sponsor a whole dinner and awards night for the Acting Director General of Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael LUGUJE, to let him know how much they appreciate how best he did his work when he was Secretary General of PMAWCA.
Management of the Nigerian Port Authority has held a send-forth dinner in honor of the Acting Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael LUGUJE, for his massive contribution during his tenure as the Secretary General of the Ports Management Association of West and Central Africa. Michael LUGUJE has served his first 4-year term as the Secretary General of PMAWCA and was 2 years into his second term when the President of Ghana, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, appointed him as Acting DG of GPHA. The event was also to celebrate his new position as Acting DG of GPHA. The Director General of the Nigerian Port Authority, Hadiza Bala Usman, said, under Michael LUGUJE's tenure, PMAWCA was strengthened to serve as a multilateral organ for regional cooperation among ports in West and Central Africa.
His commitment also ensured that PMAWCA served as a channel for the attainment of regional integration through consensus building on the issues of maritime development, and a platform for the exchange of information and expertise for the synergy in the field of port operations, administration, legal framework, security, and for the safety of navigation within the Gulf of Guinea.
Former DG of GPHA, Ben Owusu-Mensah, described Michael LUGUJE as someone who has the tenacity and capacity to achieve results.
We had a chat, and I saw in him somebody who possessed the potential to get to the top. Just seeing him and chatting with him, I knew this was somebody who should be pushed up the tree.
The President of PMAWCA, George Mauricio, and a host of other dignitaries wished Michael LUGUJE well as he takes over management of Ghana's Port Authority.
Michael, I can't say any more to you because you deserve it. This job is to you. That I can say. I wish you all the best, and I wish a good job also. Did, as you know, and you will be successful.
The Acting DG of GPHA, Michael LUGUJE, pledged his continuous support for PMAWCA to achieve port efficiency in the sub-region.
We are going to continue to support the association, support each other as ports in the sub-region, and keep the ports growing and improving in efficiency. Whoever is coming as the new Secretary General, certainly will have my support.
So once again, we say a big congratulations to the Director General of Ghana's Ports and Harbours Authority and also the outgone Secretary General of PMAWCA. We are all proud of you, and we continue to pray for you to be successful in all your endeavors. There's a lot more coming on your way as far as the Port Management Association of West and Central Africa Conference is concerned. Lots of enjoyment when we return after the break. Paperless Ports, the journey so far. On May 17th, 2017, the Vice President, His Excellency Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, announced key policies to reform the ports in Ghana.
From September 1st, we want to see mandatory joint inspections and examinations of containers at the port. Secondly, from September 1st, Ghana is going 100% paperless at the port. From September 1st.
The policies were the removal of custom barriers within the country, introduction of the Joint Inspection Management Information System, and the paperless ports. These policies gave far-reaching benefits to making the ports more competitive and to make doing business in Ghana very easy. As the positive results kept pouring in, The Vice President later announced additional policies to further enhance the ports in Ghana. These were reduction of 16 inspection agencies to 3 agencies, removal of customs long room, and introduction of integrated risk management system. So far, the benefits have been outstanding. Long room is history. Over 60% of goods have been cleared in less than 48 hours. There has been efficient revenue collection resulting in 24% increase in government collections. Demerit cost has reduced by 17.5%. The risk management system has reduced 100% mandatory inspections to 59%. Doing business in Ghana keeps getting better. Let us continue to improve trade facilitation together. This message is supported by the Ghana Trading Hub portal.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Fraud alert. GPHA does not auction. Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority wishes to inform the general public that the authority does not buy and sell on internet platforms and does not auction cars and other items in and around the port. Beware of fraudsters who claim to auction cars and other items in the ports and defraud people in the process. For further information, contact TEMA@ghanaports.net or call +233 303 202 758. Beware of fraudsters. Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Eye on Port, and let's continue to focus our attention on the PMAWCA conference, because over there, the other closing ceremony, a lot of recommendations were made to improve the various ports in our region.
Port authorities in West and Central Africa have been urged to utilize information communication technology to enhance the turnaround time of cargo traffic and ensure efficient services. At the closing ceremony of the 39th Council and Conference of the Ports Management Association of West and Central Africa, PMAWCA, the conference proposed that port authorities in the sub-region should plan for long-term expansion of their port facilities to promote trade. The 4-day event brought together chief executives and managing directors of ports within the West and Central African region. The conference, in a report read by the outgoing PMAWCA Secretary General and Acting Director General of GPHA, Michael LUGUJE, encouraged governments of the various port authorities to support them in land acquisition, review land management and land use policy to prevent encroachment, as well as engage in activities that would attract cargo traffic to their respective ports.
Much as the land is expensive, you don't price it too much to discourage users from, or port users from acquiring them or using them for the purposes of growing cargo. And if you also want to lease out port land, target those activities that would attract traffic, cargo traffic in and out of your port.
The 39th annual meeting and conference also made a number of recommendations that would improve the utilization of ports lands in the sub-region for efficient service delivery.
We also acknowledged the fact that ICT tools, where you have a very small piece of land and you have cargo passing through it, you have the opportunity to be able to make use of information communication technology to be able to turn around cargo so fast within the smallest possible portion of land, so that when cargo moves in and out quickly out of your facility, even with a small space, you probably can do more than when you have to do paper-based activities.
The Minister of Transport, AKUFO-ADDO, in an earlier remark, urged member countries of PMAWCA to constantly work together and share ideas that would ultimately promote the sub-region as a safe and welcoming destination for shippers.
It is my hope that all the ideas you have gathered from this meeting will be properly disseminated and applied when you go back home in order to maximize the utilization of port lands.
The conference appointed Tonan Fatonji Augustine of the Port of Cotonou, Benin, to act as Secretary General of PMAWCA following the resignation of Michael LUGUJE to take new appointments as Acting Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority.
So almost everybody who attended this year's annual council meeting of PMAWCA and conference attested to the fact that it was a well-organized event, and everybody from across the region were praising Ghana for hosting this particular conference and hosting it very, very well for that matter. The Director General himself did not mince words in acknowledging the immense contribution of all the sponsors who helped organize this particular conference, from PASICO to IBISTEC Company, GCNet, West Blue. Ghana Shippers Authority hosted that event in their building facility, and it was awesome.
The Acting Director General of the Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority, Michael LUGUJE, has applauded the Ghanaian port community for supporting to ensure that the 4-day 39th Council meeting, conference and exhibition of the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa was successfully hosted by Ghana. Organizations including PASICO, Tacotel, IBISTEC Crawley, Atlantic Terminal, GCNet, EcoBank Ghana, West Blue Consulting, MPS, GASEM, SIC, Amaris Terminal, Savebond Terminal, Ghana Shippers Authority, Power Factor Limited,
Ghana Oil Company Limited,
and KF94 contributed in cash and kind to support the organization of the conference. Participants of the 4-day 39th Council meeting, conference and exhibition of the Port Management Association of Western Central Africa praised Ghana immensely for well-organized and coordinated conference. The Acting Director General particularly commended the organizing committee chaired by Kumie Sam, the General Manager of TEMA Fish and Harbour, and also praised the elegance of the ushers from Videl Media Agency. The delegates also engaged in a dancing competition among member countries. First, there was the Francophones, then the Portuguese, the Europeans followed. Nigeria and Ghana battled out on behalf of the Anglophones. Obviously, the Nigerians carried the day. The next 40th PMAWCA annual meeting and conference will be held in Lomé, the capital of Togo.
Lots of enjoyment at the 39th edition of the PMAWCA conference, and almost everybody enjoyed themselves. The Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority says a big thank you to all those who sponsored this particular event: EcoBank, SIC, GCNet, West Blue, IBISTEC, PASICO, KF94, and all the companies that made this very, very possible. And also the organizing committee chaired by our own able one and only Castro, the General Manager for Fish and Harbour, Mr. Kumie Sam. Thanks a lot for participating if you participated in the conference. And also we have to say a big thank you to all the delegates who came from far and near. Next up, international port news.
A container terminal has been planned for Australian port of Newcastle, the world's largest coal export, which is now ready to diversify. The new CEO of the port, Craig Carmody, has committed the port of Newcastle to developing a world-class container terminal to boost jobs and business opportunities in the Hunter region and reduce the number of trucks on Sydney's roads through expanded use of Newcastle's rail connectivity. European ship owners have welcomed the EU's decision to extend the Operation Atlanta until the end of 2020. On July 30, the European Council decided to extend the mandate of EU NAVFOR Somalia's operation until December 31, 2020. The objectives of the Operation Atlanta are deterrence, prevention and repression of acts of piracy and armed robbery off the Somali coast, and the protection of the World Food Programme and other vulnerable shipping, fishing activities and EU missions and programs in the region. Keppel Shipyard has christened the floating production, storage and offloading vessel FPSO converted from a crude oil tanker for an affiliate of the Perenco. The FPSO was named Lanumbi on July 26. Keppel Offshore and Marine subsidiary said the FPSO was named Lanumbi on July 26, adding that the unit is on track to be handed over to Dixon Holdings in the third quarter of 2018.
Here's innovation from GOIL that takes you further. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes have been expertly crafted with the latest in liquid engineering technology, highly advanced for modern engines, prolongs oil change intervals, save you fuel, clean, protect and enhance engine performance. The way engines work has become complex, and GOIL has innovated to stay ahead. Expertly crafted lubricants that work excellently with all petrol and diesel engines of today. New GOIL Super Synthetic 5W20 and 5W30 lubes. Innovation that takes you further. GOIL. Good energy.
Schedules of vessels in the port, those at anchorage, those expected in the coming week, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rate are all next on your screen. That should be it for this edition of Eye on Port, the 39th PMAWCA Conference edition of Eye on Port. We thank you for watching the program. Also, thanks a lot to the entire team, particularly our interns who have come in from different schools to help us and learn, as well as help the program, particularly from the Ghana Institute of Journalism, also from Takrady University, Central University, Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, University of Ghana, Na, Vanessa, MFA, Ronald, Juliana, and all of you who continue to help the program. Particular thanks also go to the executive producers of the program, Abena Sewa Opokufosu and Esther Jebidonko. Thanks for watching.